Hello, it's me. So, listen, right, I know my hair's a mess, but don't worry about that for a moment. So, for those that haven't been aware, my channel was hacked. Literally about 3 days ago, I think it was now, or something like that. However, if you're seeing this video, it means I'm back, but I'm making a quick video just to go over what happened and things like that, really, because it's been a very, very stressful few days, let me tell you. It's very early here, so that's why I'm like quite quiet. I'm just gonna keep it like this. I'm not gonna go too ham with it. I'm not gonna edit much here. I'm just gonna, because it's whatever, right? It's whatever. So I'm gonna spend more time on the thumbnail than I am on this, right? However, I've got to talk about it, right? Because it was an ordeal, man. It was really, really horrible. But I want to go over what happened first, just so if anyone else is in this situation, then they can look at this if they want to. I've wrote things down, so if you see that I'm staring here, because I'm just looking and making sure that I'm hitting the right bits, because it was a very stressful time, man. I don't like it, and it's still very stressful now, and that'll become clear in a bit. But basically, I've got my account back, I've got my YouTube back, and my Gmail, which are the two things that were attached to it. And when you lose one, you pretty much lose the other, in the way that I did. So, without further ado, I'm going to tell you how it happened. So, I'm on stream. The day of that stream, I got an email in the morning, and it was just a very standard sort of sponsorship message, actually. It wasn't an email, it was a message, and it was on Twitter, right? Now, I know, this sounds terrible, because in my head now, looking back, I'm like, you would never normally do that, so why have you done it? But hindsight's 2020, isn't it? So, you know, it is what it is. Anyway, so messaging back and forth, I did some checks on my end in terms of like, is this person correct? However, I normally ask my friends, right? I normally ask my friends, and I'm lucky enough to have friends that have been in this game a lot longer than I have, that have more understanding and just know more about it, right? But in this case, I came off a good day on stream. I was in a good mindset, and I was like, I can do this myself. No, you can't. You shouldn't either, to be honest, because look what's happened. Right, sorry. I shouldn't be laughing because it's not funny. It's just, you've got to, or I'll cry. And I've been doing a lot of that, so let's not do that today, eh? So, yeah. So I got this email, this DM, and it looked legit. The account looked legit enough for me to proceed, right? Next stage of it was, can you co-sign an NDA or whatever, right? So I was like, okay, safe. Now, I know you're thinking, you should have seen it now. But, so there's this website called Small PDF, right? And apparently it's like a legit site. And that's what they use to co-sign the NDAs. That's what they were telling me. So I was like, okay, fine. And they didn't give me a PDF over X or Twitter. What they did is give me a code. Now, that code was to put into the small PDF thing, and then it immediately opens the PDF that they want you to sign, right? So even then, I was sort of like, it didn't look suspicious on my end, although looking back on it now, obviously it is what it is. You know, I can't help it. But so I put the code in, I pressed the button, which was to open what I assumed was the PDF, and then nothing happened. So I'm sat here and I'm like, my girlfriend comes in from work literally the moment I sent it, more or less, right? And I went, it's a bit weird because it was meant to open a PDF, that, and it hasn't opened one. I don't really know what's going on there. And then I check my phone. And this is where it gets really horrible, right? So within 30 seconds of me clicking it, I think my password had been changed. My mobile number had been removed. 2 new mobiles have been put on there. All of this went on almost immediately, right? Like, there was no stopping it because it was that quick, right? So they got password, everything all changed straight away, and they added a passkey on. Now, I didn't already have a passkey on my account, and because it's like a Titan security key, I have those now, but I didn't have them then. And this passkey is basically another additional security thing, which, if anyone is interested in being more secure, definitely get it. Definitely get one. I wish I already had one now that this has happened. So that's one tip that I'd give from this whole experience. So all of that went down. Now, shortly after that, my girlfriend was on a PC and she was watching YouTube and just making sure that my account, my Twitch account, my Twitter, sorry, yeah, basically all my accounts were not streaming. And then my YouTube went live with a lovely little scam, right? Now I will say, I can only apologize for that happening. It shouldn't have happened, and I do apologize. So anyone that, hopefully no one was affected by it, and just in general, thanks to my Discord and everyone that helped me during this whole thing. I've got a little segment I want to go into later thanking people, because some people deserve a proper thanks, because I've had insane help from you guys, and I can't thank you all enough. So the channel went live with this scam. It was under the guise of Ripple and so on. Oh, also going back to the DM, if I can real quick. Like I say, I'm not going to edit much of this, so this is going to be quite raw. So you might have to jump around. I do apologize, but it's just easier for me to be like this. It was Razer, the sponsorship that I was messaging. It obviously wasn't Razer, but that's under the guise of Razer. You know what I mean? So going back to the live stream, that went on. So I spoke to you guys in Discord. People in Discord made sure that they reported the channel really quickly and got it down within 55 minutes, I think, which is fantastic, by the way. So thank you very much for that. I mean, in doing that, it actually got my channel banned, so they couldn't go back on, which is a good thing in a way. Now, I didn't really know what to do from here because I was sort of in panic mode, trying to figure out things. So I was messaging a few friends and they were saying, right, do this next, and then you've got these things that we can do. And so I was just following steps. So I then went on to X, because the only way to get into like conversation with YouTube to try and get all this back for me personally was, and I'm partner as well, so it have to go through either the partner support or go to X to start up like a report, I guess. So I tagged at YouTube creators on Twitter, and this is where the ball of anxiety and everything was just like I got it really bad. It was horrible because it's such a horrible situation, man. It really is. And in my stomach, it was just like, ugh, do you know what I mean? But I had to wait. So, and you do have to wait a lot. It's not an instant process. And this is the part where it's important for anyone that's going through it to understand as well, is that when you're emailing them, it's not an instant response back. So it's not like you're speaking like direct to somebody, you know, so you do have to wait, and that kills you. And it really kills you because you've got no control. At this point, I had no Gmail. I had no YouTube account, right? Luckily, I did split my Gmails up. I did split them. So like my AdSense was on a different one, so that didn't get affected. And there was a lot of stuff that because I didn't do it on my phone. I didn't do all this on my phone. So my phone was sort of safe. So I made sure all that was okay. But looking into it a bit further as well, I believe it was a session ID hack, which means they just bypass everything, and that's how they got through to all of the stuff, right? Yeah, on my part, there wasn't much I could have done because they had the session ID, which just bypasses everything. So obviously, what can you do? And now I have to wait because I've emailed YouTube, right? So they did get back to me relatively quickly, and they did get, you know, like, I say relatively quickly, it was like probably a couple of hours before I got to the further steps that I needed to be at, which was basically getting into emails with them. And as soon as you get to there, you start to feel a bit safer, and the anxiety does sort of dwindle away a tiny bit because you know things are getting put into process, but you have to wait for that. Now, of course, when you're living it, every minute feels like an hour because you just want things sorted, right? But, you know, you've got to go with the process effectively. You know, you can't just expect... You're not the only person that's probably having issues. Do you know what I mean? So it is one of them, but it's very hard for an individual to think like that when you're sort of in a crisis, right? You know what I mean? So during when this all went down, this was on the same PC as when it all happened. So what I did initially was I did a deep scan with a few different malware and antivirus things. I found 2 of the viruses from what had happened, and then later the next day I found another one. The other one was some really old application. I don't even know if I can tell it, say it. I don't know. I'm gonna just for the sake of the video, I'm just not gonna. I don't know. It was an old. I don't want anyone looking into it. I don't want anyone to get affected by it, so we're just gonna leave it. But I found an application that was installed on the PC as well as the 2 Trojans, right? Oh, also with all of this, I didn't take any screenshots because I was just in panic mode and I couldn't care. I just wanted to fix it all, right? So then the next day I reset my whole PC. I got rid of all the things that I thought it was whatever, reset the Windows, made sure it was all safe, got onto my account, got the Titan security key, and I locked all the access to my other accounts that I had. And then I was just waiting for emails on the Gmail. That's where we were at, right? So I was a little bit less nervous on the following 2 days, but this all happened on the 3rd. It's now the 7th, so it's been not really 4 days in terms of like hour-wise, but we're on the 4th day in terms of when it happened, because it happened on the 3rd, but late. So it was like 6:30 when it started on the 3rd, and now it's 8 a.m. on the 7th, right? So there's the time frame effectively. So I don't know how I slept the first night, but I did manage to get like an hour or two, and woke back up, had an email, carried on, and it was just like step-by-step things, just trying to get my Google account back. And then they were asking some questions, mainly security questions. I won't go over this process too much because I know this sort of dragged a little bit because there was a lot of waiting, and there's not much I can do while I'm waiting. Do you know what I mean? Other than panic. Which I still was doing, and I still, even now, I feel like it, but I think it's just because it hasn't settled down, you know what I mean? So anyway, I get up on, I think yesterday, and I have an email. It was yesterday. I had an email, and it was from YouTube, and they said, Google may contact you soon to try and help get your account back. No sooner as I seen that email, Google had emailed me and give me access to my old account. Luckily there was no changes on the old account. One of the major things I was told about was family circles, and that they could get their way back in if they've added you into a family circle, or you are the parent of one and then added them in. Luckily I was already in one. It didn't change that setting. It couldn't change that setting because I was already in one, which is amazing because that saved me a lot of stress. The AdSense being on a different email saved me a lot of stress. A lot of this saved me a lot of stress because, generally speaking, I'm not silly with security because you can't be, but then I can't sit here and say I'm not silly with security because I got hacked. So I've got to be, really, haven't I? But it was just one of those where what can you do? Do you know what I mean? It just had me pants down, and there's nothing I could do about it, you know? So after we get the Google account back, I'm then putting out fires, making sure everything still works, and that was yesterday, right? So I'm feeling a lot better yesterday because I had the Google account back, and previous to this, they did send me an email saying that they can confirm that it has been compromised. So that's a good sign as well. So I was really happy with that. I was told to watch my expectations because sometimes it can get to this stage and then they can say, nah, you're not the real person or whatever. Luckily, that didn't happen in this case. I know it can happen, but some of the advice from other people that said if it does happen, just remain calm and know that you can tell them anything that they need to know about that account, right? So you can 100% guarantee that you can prove it. You've just got to have that chain of emails, just keep going with it until they know that you know, like any further things that they need to know. So I was just very, very lucky with some of the things that happened, spreading the emails about and things like that. So I'm really happy there. I will say though, it's a very, very embarrassing thing. Honestly, I didn't like any of this. It was horrible, but I mean, what can you do? What can you do? So I wake up today, literally an hour and a half ago. I woke up and I had an email saying, we're on to the next steps, blah, blah, blah. We'll let you know as soon as we know more. I come onto the PC. I notice straight away that I've got access to my YouTube account. So I immediately go in there, delete the 3 videos that they uploaded to. They did a live stream. I deleted those, made sure they were gone. The channel had not lost anything. Nothing was changed. The only thing that was one of the managing moderators. So if you do get to this stage, make sure your manager moderators are sorted because they put themselves in there. And then that's where I'm at right now. So I've just done all of that, literally, and I made this video in prep for it because I don't think there's much more that I need to do. I think I've got it all back, and I think we're okay. So there's that. Honestly, one of the worst things to ever happen. I know this video was quite raw, and it's not really gonna. It's one of them, man. It's really early in the morning. The panic is going. I'm starting to shake a lot less, which is nice. I know it sounds, I don't know if it sounds pathetic. I don't care. That's how I felt about it. It was horrible. And I was embarrassed because I got caught out. Do you know what I mean? But it is what it is, man. I mean, it happens. And if it's happened, I want to share that experience so people can hopefully gain a tiny bit of knowledge if it happens to them. You know what I mean? I don't even know if I've said anything less useful here, but this is the experience, right? If I've missed anything, it'll be in the comments. I don't think I have. I don't really want to come back to this now. So like once this video is done and out, I'll have another video going probably the next day. But before I do close out this video, I want to, there's like people I need to thank like massively because I had so much help from everyone and it was overwhelming. Like genuinely, like it was wild, man. So like in a crisis, if you've ever been in a crisis and you've got to put out fires everywhere, you're on your own, and I am on my own, like when it comes to the channel and Twitch, YouTube, all that stuff. I don't have a team around me. It's just myself. Luckily I've got very, very good friends that help me out so much. It was unreal. So I wanted to do a few shout outs. If I miss anyone, you know that I don't mean to miss you at all, because like, you know, it's been a very stressful, it's so stressful, and like a lot of people did help in the Discord, so thank you very much to all the Discord. Everyone helped there. Anyone on the YouTube side of things that was reporting the channel helped loads, so thank you very much, because you got the video down very quick and banned the channel, which revoked, well, didn't revoke their access, but stopped them from doing anything else. So thank you very much for that. It was very quick. It was a very quick process. Purple Cliff and his team, just unreal. As per usual, just helping me all the way through it, making sure my head was okay. And honestly, I can't thank him enough, and I can't thank them enough. Just beautiful. And Giggle Gal, Jesus Christ. Giggle Gal did so much. It was... Thank you very much. I won't go into it. You know, like that. Wild. Thank you very much for all that as well. And also, John Stone. John Stone has a similar sort of experience to this. He was keeping my head straight. He was giving me next steps. He was telling me what to do and everything. So thank you to you as well. And everybody else that reached out, thank you very much. Honestly, it means a lot. It really does. It was one of the most stressful times I've had in recent times, in my opinion. And I never want to do that again. It was horrible, man. It was so horrible. But thank you, everybody. And I also, as well, of course, YouTube. Because YouTube partner support sorted all this out, man. Yes, it took 4 days, well, 3 days, but I don't care. I honestly don't care. I haven't lost much on the channel. I think I lost like maybe 60 subs, which I understand, of course. But make sure you resub because I'm back now. You know what I mean? I'm back now. But I just wanted to make this video. It was meant to be a bit quicker, but if I've rambled, I apologize. But this video isn't like for everyone. It's not like anything entertaining. It's just my experience with what happened. Thank you very much for watching. Now, I will say before I do fully wrap up, we're back now, so we're okay. I've got a video coming out tomorrow, I think, from this one, and it'll be completely new. When I say completely new, I mean it's not going to be a scam from hackers again. Do you know what I mean? But no, I plan on getting a stream today. So if you're watching this video and you want to watch the YouTubers, the stream, please do. It'll be in the description box down below. I'll be live playing Legends of ZA just to relax. But for now, I'm going to take the biggest anxiety dump I've ever had in that bog. It best be hungry.